Yo, fight fans! Welcome back to MMA Trends, your go-to source for everything MMA, from breaking headlines to deep fight analysis and behind-the-scenes heat. Today's episode is absolutely packed. We've got title fights, fighter drama, injury setbacks, rematch talk, and controversial knockouts. Buckle up. Let's get into it. Let's kick things off with some surprising but strategic news. Arman Tsarukyan just revealed he's the official backup fighter for the UFC 317 lightweight title clash between Ilia Topuria and Charles Oliveira. This came straight from Arman himself on social media. When a fan asked who he's fighting next, his response was short but loaded. "I'm the backup for UFC 317. This means if either Topuria or Oliveira pulls out, Tsarukyan steps in. That's huge, and it shows that the UFC sees him as next in line for a shot at the 155 strap. But that's not all. Arman and Tony Ferguson are teaming up for something outside the octagon. The two are now hosting hype fighting shows in Thailand this summer. What a combo! One of the division's scariest contenders and El Kuki himself, bringing the chaos to Southeast Asia. Next, all eyes are on the middleweight title picture, and Caio Borralho has weighed in on what could be one of the most violent title fights of the year. Dricus du Plessis versus Khamzat. Chimaev is booked for UFC 319 on August 16th. Chimaev is the odds-on favorite, and it's easy to see why. Most of his opponents haven't made it out of round 2, but Borralho isn't counting DDP out. If Dricus can survive the first and second round, the fight starts to shift. I'll never doubt him again. He keeps proving me wrong. That's a fair take. Dricus thrives in chaos and late-round firefights, but Khamzat is a pressure cooker in the early rounds. Question for the viewers: who are you picking? Can Dricus weather the early storm, or will Khamzat steamroll another elite name? Now let's talk about Joaquin Buckley, who just dropped a heartfelt video following his loss to Kamaru Usman at UFC Atlanta. "Even though my hand wasn't raised, I feel like I won. We shut down his takedowns. I had him backing up in round 5. Buckley praised Usman as a legend, thanked the Atlanta crowd, and made it clear: this isn't the end. It's a new chapter. Respect to Buckley for keeping it real, showing gratitude, and embracing the growth process. Expect to see him bounce back even stronger." Let's get into some serious controversy. At UFC Atlanta, Rodolfo Bellato was hit by an illegal upkick from Paul Craig, but it's what happened after the foul that has people talking. Bellato initially looked fine, even protested to the ref. Then, he dropped like he got sniped. Social media lit up. Anthony Smith called it straight out. He saw the ref. Then he thought, maybe I can get a win here. Laid down, pretended to be out cold. He even started grappling the ref during the check. Wild stuff. But Bellato finally broke his silence on Instagram. "When I turned to complain to the ref, my body started tingling. My vision went. I don't remember anything after that." He insists it was legit, but what do you think? Was he milking the moment, or was it a legit reaction to an illegal strike? Sound off in the comments. Let's move to a fighter who wants redemption. Umar Nurmagomedov. He's officially calling for a rematch with Merab Dvalishvili, who beat him via unanimous decision earlier this year. Umar admitted, "I had an injured hand, but that's no excuse. I lost. Merab is tough, but not technically dangerous. Just pure cardio and strength." Umar says he gave up rounds 3 and 4, but believes he can win if fully healthy. He also took a dig at Merab's grappling, saying, "He can't hold people down. He overwhelms, not outskills." Would you want to see that rematch? Or should Merab move on to a title shot or a super fight? The MMA world went crazy after reports that Francis Ngannou was eager to return to the UFC. But Eric Nixick, his longtime coach, says the media twisted his words for clicks. Francis even messaged him asking, "Bro, did you actually say I want back in the UFC?" The truth? Nixick said it was just a hypothetical during a fan Q&A. Still, John Jones jumped in and said he wants the Ngannou fight. Dana White claims he'll never work with Francis again, but Ngannou was seen at UFC Atlanta supporting Kamaru Usman. Could something be happening behind the scenes? Let's hit some fast fight updates. Czech Mark Python Talbot versus Felipe Lima is booked for UFC 317. Huge matchup in the featherweight division. Andreas Gustafsson confirms he's returning soon after a solid win over Chaos Williams. Chris Moutinho reflects on his KO loss and says, "God is still good. I'm not done." Sad news for Miranda Maverick fans. She suffered a torn ACL during her fight with Rose Namajunas. "I never got dropped, but I felt unstable. When I got hit, my leg buckled. Still made it to the end of the fight." That's warrior spirit. Wishing her a strong recovery. She was on a 4-fight win streak before this. We'll see her back stronger. Finally, we close with some massive updates on Islam Makhachev. Contrary to rumors, Islam is not vacating his lightweight title. The UFC reportedly wanted him to move up so Ilia Topuria could take the 155 crown. But Islam said no. Instead, he's staying in the lightweight division and chasing gold at 170. He's now targeted to face Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 321, expected to go down in Abu Dhabi on October 25th. If Islam wins the welterweight title, do you think the UFC lets him become a double champ? Let us know what you think of that matchup. Alright fam, that wraps up today's MMA Trends Deep Dive. If you made it this far, you're a real one. Drop a fire emoji in the comments so we know you're a true fight fan. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you never miss a beat. We've got fight predictions, drama breakdowns, and exclusive analysis coming daily. Comment below, did Bellato fake the KO? Can Dricus survive Chimaev? Will Islam run 2 divisions? Until next time, stay sharp, stay savage, and stay tuned. Fist!